Good morning, and welcome to this week's The Professor Helps. So before I get started, I want to make sure to indicate to you these are going to be Wednesday messages that are to motivate you, inspire you. Definitely going to be things that I talk about that are frustrating me or just something that's on my mind and I want to share. So if you find it helpful, first of all, thank you. My goal every day is to inspire one person. And the other thing to do is to subscribe. There's a button right there. It says to subscribe. And of course, share. If you think that something I have to say is helpful, please share. So today's message is about celebrating our friends. So when you celebrate others, you also in turn celebrate yourself. What do I mean by that? Well, I don't know about you, but when I hear from somebody that they have some good news, a new baby, a promotion, a raise, a part in a play, a part in a film, I do my very best to come from a place of abundance and feel like there is everything out there for everyone. And because you have a portion of joy does not mean that my portion is any less or that I don't get any joy. Having said that, I sometimes find it difficult to be excited for other people, especially because in the last year, I've alluded to it already, but in the last year, our family has been through so many ups and downs, some really, really upsetting times, job loss, death, just, you name it. And the thing is that the more people I talk to, the more I'm finding that this is really, really common for last year. A lot of people feel like they struggled through it, and they just did everything they could to survive it. And I really want to make sure that I'm always real with you. That's one of the things I want to make sure you get out of these videos more than anything else, is that I'm a person just like you, struggling. The thing that I'm trying to share, though, is that if we're just a little bit more real and a little bit more authentic with each other, we'll see that we're all a little bit more similar than we think. So today's post is about celebrating other people, because when it is their turn, you want them to be happy, right? Just like when it's your turn, because it will be your turn again soon, I promise, you will want other people to celebrate you, right? And what's the alternative? Like if you think to yourself, well, gosh, I deserve that thing, that shiny, new, beautiful thing, that promotion, that raise, that vacation, that car, that whatever. Well, yeah, maybe. But at the moment, you don't have it. So be happy, be there, be excited for the person in your life who does have that thing, because I'm sure they worked very, very hard for it. And the truth is that the universe is cyclical, right? So I have to believe that our time of toil this year, I pray this is the worst year that we ever have, is over. And I also pray that we're heading into the best year of prosperity ever. And to borrow some words from Aaron Sorkin and The West Wing, to avoid the tempting the wrath of the thing from high above, from high atop the thing. I'm gonna go knock on wood because one, I'm superstitious. And the other is that it's just been a horrible year. It's been a horrible year, and never more so has it been more important than on January 19th, which was my birthday. I also called it a new year, and I feel like there have been some wonderful developments. So what am I talking about? So for example, this past weekend, several people that I know who are fellow performers and artists auditioned for a show. And I know it sounds crazy, but even though I didn't audition for said show and I wasn't part of any planning to do said show, I still have envy that they got a part and I didn't. I know it makes no sense. It's so illogical. It's so irrational. It's completely emotional. And the reaction has happened to me before on shows that I have auditioned for and I didn't get. In this particular season of our lives, I am not doing a full-on show. I did recently get a part in a show, so I'm really excited about that, here locally in Austin. It's in a couple of weeks, and I'm really excited about it because it happened out of nowhere, and I was cast without auditioning, and that always feels good. But back to the other people. So if you're one of those people who auditioned this weekend and got a part in said show, awesome. I'm so excited for you. And when I say the word envy, I think a lot of people interchangeably use envy and jealous, and I feel like this is as good a time as any to clear that up. When you say that you envy someone, it means that you want what they have. When you say that you are jealous of someone, it means that not only do you want what they have, you don't want them to have it, which is so mean-spirited, and I definitely have been jealous. And I'm not proud of that. I am striving to not be jealous anymore. And as I said before, I try my very best to keep the mindset of abundance instead of scarcity. So, for example, I'm a life coach, and I feel like if I hand somebody some business, it's because that person, that client, was not ideally suited to me, not because I'm not good enough to handle them or take on their business, but we're just not a good fit. Because part of being a professional is saying, you know what, I would love to help you. I don't think I'm your solution. And also, that abundance will come back to me because there's more in the world than we think, right? And so I have always tried my best to have the idea that there is more for everyone. There is enough for everyone. There is more than enough for everyone. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that I might envy your beach vacation, but I am never jealous of you because I'm waiting for my turn, and I'm waiting for the tide to turn on me and on the family and the things that we're working towards. So the point that I'm saying is make sure that you find a way to celebrate other people. And even if you think to yourself for 1 second, ugh, why? Why does that happen for them and not me? You know, that's okay. Just don't stay there. Like, if you want to feel that way, that's fine. I do think it's much more helpful and a lot healthier to say to yourself, well, good for them. You know, I'm sure they worked really, really hard for that. And then put your energies on being happy for them and then continuing your own journey and wait your turn for excitement and joy, because it's coming. I promise you, it's coming. So with that in mind, as you walk into your Wednesday, I want to say that, if you're struggling with this, know that you're not alone. Everybody struggles, and that's one of the reasons that I post these messages. Celebrating others has really been difficult this year, as I said, because of all the things that have been going on with us. However, because things have started to turn around, it's been a lot easier to look at people with that lens of, I'm so happy for you. And having that attitude of gratitude, I think, is what helps me to have a better attitude in general. A couple of years ago, I was really upset about several things, like a job that I did not get, and I did not get promoted despite my efforts, and I was really frustrated about it. And a friend of mine said, the thing that you have right now, so many people want. And that's not to mitigate any of the, or to downplay any of the frustration I was feeling or anything like that. Rather, to change my lens to looking through it with an attitude of gratitude, which is something that I preach to my clients. And eventually, I'll talk to my daughter about that. She has so much joy that I don't think I'll have to. But again, there's no telling. Parenting is one of those things where you think that you know at 2:00 on a Tuesday what she's going to do, and you've got it all figured out, and that shaft of light comes through and it says, oh, I have the answer. I know exactly what she needs. And then on Wednesday at 2:30, the thing doesn't work. So it's one of those things about being in the journey. Make sure that you are full of joy at every opportunity. And if someone has some good news, be happy for them because your turn is coming. I promise. And that's all for The Professor Helps. This is the Professor signing off.